as you're well aware, out on Paradise Path, we have a location that the City Council has named Blackbird Crossing. It's a trail station, and it's located out by the NRS warehouse, which is the old Tidyman's building. I know we keep saying we're not going to say that anymore, but I have to remind myself where it's at. Anyway, through a lot of different evolutions, you might say, we've come to a design concept that we're asking you to approve tonight. This is concept, but this particular drawing is very rough. I think it was done on the hood of a truck. But it gives you a pretty good idea what we're trying to accomplish. The path is there, and it's basically just a spot to pull off, have a rest, meet up with some friends, have a drink of water, and move on down the road again. And it's, like I say, it's part of the pathway itself. It's a meeting place that belongs to the city, the residents of Moscow. You need a place to meet. Let's meet at Blackbird Crossing. That's the whole point of this. And so it's located, the location that we have is located just across from the Eastgate Marketplace, East Side Marketplace, I'm sorry. This is the pathway, this is Blaine Street, this is the NRS warehouse, and this is the location of the site right there. A little closer view of what that would look like. Photograph from the pathway looking across to Eastside Marketplace. This is from the path looking east. You can see where the old road bed was right there, and where the arrow is the location of where the station would be. Some of the amenities would include some benches, trash receptacle, bike racks, boulders, and a drinking fountain. This particular drinking fountain, you can fill a water bottle as well as let your dog have a drink. And the cost estimate for the project itself was $21,536. There is a place within that site for art, a piece of public art. This project does not cover the cost of that, nor is it defined yet. That'll be something we turn over to the Arts Commission to figure out. And the cost of this project is low enough that it doesn't fall under the 1% Arts Initiative. All the furnishings of they're commercial grade, meant for outdoors. We would have electrical service, water, and in the last, when I presented this to the administrative committee last week, we had an estimate of $7,500 for landscape architect services, and as we, well, there was concern about that, and little bit of cost for doing business. But after the meeting, our community development director, Bill Belknap, said, hey, I know we've got a company already working for us, working on the downtown beautification project. What would they charge us if we just added on to what they're doing? And they said $1,575. So even though we would have still have asked for quotes, and I don't know where that would have come out, I think this is probably a better deal than we would have gotten doing that even. This last slide is just an example of what one of these kind of stations looks like over in Pullman. Granted, this one has some mature trees and that they were able to use as part of their backdrop, but eventually we would be there as well. I did have a question from Council Member Steed I presume that it was from the bottom of the ocean. He was scuba diving, I think. I don't know how he did that, but
He's saying it sounded like,
that was your bubble.
his comment sounded like he was losing oxygen or something?
Was there
Well,
a blurb in between?
I didn't want to comment on that, but anyway, he was asking about that fence and thinking that we were going to do the same thing to address the, and I'll back up a few slides here because this is specifically what he was talking about, and that is this pathway that has developed over the years from people crossing either from the path to go to the market or vice versa. And our plan is not to address that pathway. ITD will not put a crosswalk there. We're not going to ask people, invite people from the marketplace to cross the road there. Hopefully, the trees and shrubs that we put there will be enough screen that unless you just really know that that's there, it's not going to attract you to cross the road. But at the same time, it won't be a fence that people are going to climb and have all those issues that go along with that.
It's not going to discourage it either.
We're just not going to address it. And so anyway, for what we're looking for tonight is your acceptance of the concept as well as approval to go into, we would just add a new task order to the Welch, Comer and Associates, who we already are working with, and we do have a line item that's listed in your packet that is for planning money, and that was for the $1,575 cost of the landscape architect services. Engineering would be done in-house.
Thank you, Dwight. Tom?
I think it's a great idea to pursue this, and I'm really excited about the opportunity we have. Thanks, Bill, for that great idea, and Dwight for pursuing that. I really appreciate it. And whoever drew the design on the hood of the car, I think all of those things line up.
Model truck was
I don't know. It sounds like a good...
I think that was Jim Allen, our parks supervisor.
Well, that's nice. I think it's a great idea. If we're able to pass this, I will also contribute in the future once I get my financial legs back under me, and I'll also help to try to find individuals that'll contribute to this. I think it's a great idea, and I think it'll be very popular.
Dan?
Well, just wondered how popular those Idaho hybrids are there, but anyway.
Popular.
My writing?
Popular they are.
You're very popular.
We might not want those.
But I can sure live with 1575 a lot better than I could 7500.
Yeah.
So I would make a motion that we approve this basic design concept and authorize securing landscape architect services from Welch, Comer and Associates.
Second.
For 1575.
Yeah, we have Dan's motion and Wayne's second. Dwight, were you going to say something?
Yes, and I'm sorry I missed this. So far, and this is in your packets, there has been $3,840 already donated toward this, and the actual construction funding would be from donations, and once we had enough, then we would go ahead with the donations. The $1,575 is to get the landscape services, the landscape architectural services done at this time. So, and we will have a more exact estimate of the price.
Yeah, I understood that from discussions at committee.
Any other discussion?
Tom? I just wanted, could you back up, or I don't remember, the one with the green.
Oh, the one in Pullman?
Yeah, that one. So here's this path, right, that we're talking about a second ago, that we're not acknowledging. I just wanted to point this out, that a lot of this path is Alturas Business Park employees going over for sandwiches or after dinner or after work beverages or something at the Eastside Marketplace. It's not really necessarily path users. So I think it's part of what we're going to experience anyway. So I just think I think the plan to move forward as we are is the way to go.
Boulders will help. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, thank you.
Tim, we'll start this roll call vote with you.
Aye.
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 Okay, that motion carries unanimously. This has been a really long time coming, and those of you who have heard me harping about Blackbird Crossing, chirping about it since probably about 2000, 2001, the idea. But it is a fundraising opportunity, and so please take a look at that line item in the budget, and if you feel that you would like to be able to meet your friends along the Paradise Path or let your dog have a drink of water there or something like that, by all means consider it.
And I would like to add that it really is an opportunity to at some point in the future, honor our colleague John Dickinson, who was, a real lover of both the Paradise Path and the Latah Trail, and this is close to the connection of those two. And I just think it's an opportunity to recognize his work for Moscow in the future.
For those who didn't know John, I'll talk about him a little bit later this evening, but his kind of totem animal, he was frequently linked with this image of a blackbird, which is ideally suited to this location where the red-winged blackbirds are there frequently. So, thank you, everybody.